Okay, so in the previous class we have seen, right, so how to enhance a data source. So what are the different steps you have to perform for enhancing a data source? So can you guys tell me what are the different steps you have to perform for enhancing a data source?
ఎవరో పర్టికులర్ పర్సన్ అడుగు 6
Anil, what are the steps?
ఇంట్రొడక్షన్ చాలా చెప్పాను వాళ్ళు అడిగారు.
What are the steps?
నేను చెప్పేసాను
Sir, you.
ఇంటర్వ్యూలో అవన్నీ చెప్పి చాలా అయిపోయినాయి.
What are the steps?
We need to go for the RSA.
I want to enhance a data source with 3 fields, let's say. So what are the different steps? What's your approach?
First, we need to go to ICC RSA for transaction. There you can select that business content data source.
RSA file. Why RSA file? I want to enhance the data source. I don't want to install it again. Already there is a data source, okay, we are using. I want to enhance the data source.
Then we need
How to enhance a data source?
We need to check in RSA if the data is available or not. What are the fields we require?
Pradeep?
ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయడానికి అయితే RSA ఫైల్కి వెళ్తాం, అది ఒకటి తెలుసు.
How to enhance a data source? Nagarjuna?
RSA 6 ఎన్హాన్స్ ఆప్షన్, ఇంకా తర్వాత ఏ ఫీల్డ్స్ కావాలో ఆ ఫీల్డ్స్ యాడ్ చేసి తర్వాత సి మోడ్లోకి వెళ్ళేసి ప్రాజెక్ట్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకునేసి ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ అయితే ట్రాన్సాక్షన్.
Here, let me show you again. So using RSA file you can activate the data sources, that's it. Apart from that you can't do anything, right? Let's say first time you are using the data source, it's not still available in the system, I mean in BW. First you have to activate in ECC RSA file, then replicate that into BW and use it. Okay, so let's say a standard data source is having 100 fields. It is extracting data for 100 fields and I want to enhance 3 more fields for that. So how do I do that? Go to RSA 6. So what is the T code RSA 6? What is the purpose? Post process data source. So whatever, after activating the data sources in RSA file, whatever you want to do, I mean all the post processing steps, okay, you have to do in RSA 6. Like enhancing, you can, okay, transport from here, you can select, okay, you can collect the data source from here into TRs. So let's say whatever, okay, let's say let's say take this data source 12s 11 underscore vi item. I want to enhance this data source with few fields. So how do I enhance? Yeah, I just selected this and after that
Enhance that structure.
Okay, so here what I have to do?
Structure
That can give
Any name,
any name,
స్ట్రక్చర్
any name or any name.
నాట్ స్ట్రక్చర్ ఎనీ నేమ్.
అదే అది స్ట్రక్చర్ అంటారు.
Or pen name.
స్ట్రక్చర్ లో మనం ఎన్ని ఫీల్డ్స్ పెట్టుకుంటాం అన్ని నెక్స్ట్ స్క్రీన్ లో వస్తుంది.
So here I am creating a append structure, right? So in this append structure, in this structure I had to include the fields, whatever fields I want to enhance. Let's say I want to add 10 fields to this data source, so I have to include all those 10 fields here, right? So what is the naming convention for the fields? So all the fields should start with ZZ, ZZ. Let's say you want to add a company code, ZZ COMP underscore code. You want to add a plant, ZZ PLANT. So this is the naming convention given by SAP for
Customer.
the enhanced fields. Okay. So then only it recognizes these fields as enhanced fields. Okay. First of all, let me.
అవునండి.
So in the previous class we have seen what?
ఎవరండి?
Which data source we have seen?
వేరే క్లాస్ లో ఉన్నాడు.
So in the previous class we have seen
Yeah. ఆన్ చేసి
So I have seen 0 mat plant underscore edit here, right? We enhanced these data source. So what are the fields we added? See, these fields I have added, right? MRP type, MRP controller, ZZ, DSPO, ZZ, MATKL, ZZ, MPART. These 4 fields we have added. So you can see these are, see, there are 4 different options available here. So what is the purpose of this selection field?
select that field to enable the data source. In the package level, you can select. And hide fields.
For data selections, right? You can filter the data.
Info package level.
Yeah, this field will be enabled for the restrictions, right? In the data selection tab of info package.
Info package.
So see here, someone selected hide field. So what happens if you select this hide
not
field?
enable in info package. That file is why it will not represent.
It's available.
Hide will
So if see what happens, I enhanced 4 fields. For 2 fields, hide field is enabled. For 2 fields, it is not enabled.
that
So-
field is not available in
Where?
info package. It
It's
will
not
not come. Available, but reporting is
It's
not.
available in RSA3. It's not available in
It,
BW.
it won't be shown in the BW system. Okay, it won't be replicated into BW system. It will be hidden only. Okay, you don't see these 2 fields in BW. When you replicate the data source and when you try to see the fields in the data source, you don't see these 2 fields. Only you see wherever the hide field is not checked, okay, not ticked. Those fields only you can see in the BW system. But unlike in ECC, but in case of ECC, you can see these 2 fields also. Within the ECC system, you can see everything.
Okay.
But when you replicate this data source into different systems,
BW.
yeah, into BW or some other, okay, whatever it is. For the fields, okay, wherever that hide field is tick marked, those fields won't be shown in the, won't be replicated into the other system.
BW.
Yeah, in this case, we mostly use BW only, right? So in BW, you don't see these 2 fields. When you uncheck these tick marks and again replicate the data source, then you will see these 2 fields also. So what is the inversion? What is the purpose of inversion?
After image and before image. For key fields.
See inversion, what it does inversion? Inversion means what? Inversion.
Inversion is sign.
Sign.
Signs, right? In general. Plus, minus, minus, plus.
Symbols.
Symbol. So in general we have symbols for what? Key figures only, right? Numbers only. Plus 50, minus 50 like that. So for the key figures, for the measures, let's say I included one measure here, okay? Let's say Z revenue. And my data source supports before image, after image, ABR. So in that case, for the before images, it should come with the negative values. By default, after images comes with positive values. Let's say one record is there, right? So let's say one sales order is there with 1 lakh value. I just extracted this data into BW, and later someone changed it to 1,50,000 from 1 lakh. So since your data source gives you two records, right? Before image and after image. Your before image should come with minus 7. In BW you have 1 lakh, and your data source, your extractor is giving 2 records, one with before, one with after. So before image you should see minus 1 lakh, after image you should see 1,50,000. So when you load these 2 records into BW, what happens? This 1 lakh minus 1 lakh will be cancelled, nullified, right? 0. And the new value 1,50,000 will be stored. So for the key figures, you have to select inversion. And that too when your data source supports after image, before image mechanism.
ఈ ఫీల్డ్ నేమ్స్ అంతా మనం ఎంటర్ చేసింటాం.
Yeah. And what is the field only option?
అంతేనా?
is
What is the field only?
ఏందో నువ్వు ఎన్ని పెట్టుకున్న ఆప్షన్
customized.
What is the field only?
అది ఓన్లీ ఫర్ దీనికే ఉంటాయిలే
Customized మాత్రమే
Only customized.
function
Only for the enhanced fields. By default, only for the enhanced fields it will be ticked automatically, right? So why?
If you uncheck means it will be available.
So what happens when I uncheck these tick boxes?
This field is
Will it
available
impact?
in your function model. It will extract
What
standards.
happens?
యాక్చువల్లీ హైడ్ ఫీల్డ్ లో తీసుకుంటే సేమ్ అదే మనం ఇక్కడ ఫీల్డ్ ఓన్లీలో కూడా తీసుకుంటాము.
See, field only means what? Let's say your standard extractor. Let's say there is a standard function model.
Standard fields.
Your standard function model having initially a code is written for the standard fields only, right?
ఓకే.
Up to here only, up to here, not for the our enhanced fields. Okay. So by selecting this, what we say to system, okay, don't consider these four fields when you execute the standard code for the standard fields.
ఓకే.
What it does first, it executes the function module, standard data source. So when you execute the data source, what happens? It executes the standard code written by SAP. Then the data comes to RSA6, whatever, let's say. Initially it extracted everything and it now we are keeping the data here. We have to catch up the data and we have to record loop by loop and we have to populate the data for these enhanced fields. అర్థం కదా మీకు లాస్ట్ క్లాస్
చేసి
ఏం బతిని
చేసి అంటే బిఫోర్ ఏది నీవు ఏది దాంట్లో రాయగా బిఏ అలాగే ఇది నీవు ఇది బిఫోర్ ఓకే ఓకే
బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ ఎట్లా మార్చేది
ఏది మార్చుందా
వైట్ కలర్
వైటా ప్యూర్ వైటా ఇట్స్ వద్దా
పేజ్ లెవెల్
టెంప్లెట్స్ ఉంటుంది
పేజ్ లెవెల్
ఇప్పుడే కదా నేను చేసిన దాన్ని
పేజ్ లెవెల్
రిటర్న్ వస్తుంది
ఏది
పేజ్ లెవెల్
ఓపెన్ చేసి మరి దీన్ని
సో
ఇన్సర్ట్ షేప్స్
let's say this is your BW system and this is your ECC system. This is your ECC system, let's say. You have the data source 2ls underscore 11 underscore VA ITA, let's say. The same data source you have in ECC, right? So what happens when you executed info package here for this data source? What happens? There is a RFC connection, right, between these two systems. So using this RFC connection, what happens? A request will be sent to ECC system. This is BW. This is ECC. So a request will be sent to BW system. In the request, there are different parameters like what is the data source name. So a request, okay. Request means okay. Job information will be sent to ECC system. So what kind of information? What is the data source name? And everything will be there, okay, in the request. So an ECC takes that request and it schedules a job in ECC. So since
రికార్డ్ అయితే రికార్డ్ అవుతుందా?
Recording.
so it gets all the information, right, from VW. So what is the data source name? What are the different selections in data selections? Everything it gets in ECC system. So what ECC system does? It executes a job in ECC. So it executes the data source, this data source in ECC first, and it takes and it will send back the data to BW. You have everything, right? All the tables are there in ECC. So system executes the program, what are the function module, and it will transfer the data to BW system. So what happens? First it executes, right? Here, let's say. Let's say it executes the standard code. What are the standard code for this? So where do you find the standard function module for the data sources? /o RSA2. RSA2 is what? Data source repository. You can see all the details about a data source. 2LIS underscore 11 underscore VADTM. So here you can see everything. So what is the how many fields it is extracting? What are the different fields in this data source? So what is the underlying extractor on function module? What is the extractor? Methods. see 37. Yeah, so this is the function model, okay, in case of earlier versions. So it uses this extractor. So this is your extract structure. When you go into this extract structure, you can see different fields. What are the different fields? For them, the extractor is fetching the data from the tables. And this is the standard function model in CX BW underscore LO API. So inside this, you can see code for multiple data sources. I mean, you don't need to get confused. What you should understand. So when you execute a data source, internally it executes a code. Okay, what is the code? Function module only. So it executes a function module and it takes the data. So inside that function module, you can see select statements, different select statements, joins, for all entries, everything, loop, in loop. So at the end, okay, it gives the data back to the BW system, right? So once this data extractor is executed, so you can call this extractor and it gives the data, right? We have to catch the data, okay, whatever this data source gives. So inside this,
చేశాను
చేసావా?
దాంట్లో ఉంటుంది.
లేదు.
there,
అది plus
అది
connector.
సింగిల్
Restore.
ల్యాప్టాప్ సరిపోయింది. నా ల్యాప్టాప్ క్లాస్
So by default, this extractor. So this extractor. See by default, this function model extractor nothing but your function model. Okay. So code is written inside this function model for the standard fields only. So whatever the standard fields available in the extract structure. So when you activate a data source, what you can see?
Only standard fields.
Only standard fields, right?
Standard fields.
Yeah, someone okay enhanced recently. ZZ something, okay. You don't see this, okay.
Field part.
Yeah, you don't see the code for this field. Up to here, standard fields, you can see the code inside this function model. This function model. Even though you pass this value to field, it doesn't matter for the function model. It gives only data to the predefined fields only. Yeah. So when I execute this, so there is a function module that executes here at this point, and it gives me the data, and it will transfer this data to BW system. So what about my newly added fields? This field. How to get the data for this field? So before sending this data to BW system, here we have to cache this data. So let's say it gives us the 1 lakh entries, okay, 1 lakh records. So here at this point, here in RSS6, let's say RSS6 means I am okay, just okay, explain.
Post processing.
Yeah. Here we have to catch up the data in CMOD code. Okay, CMOD code. That's it. CMOD code. So by this time CMOD, okay, by this time when the okay system comes to the CMOD code to execute the CMOD code, already this standard function module data is recorded, okay, and it extracted everything for the standard fields, and the data is available, okay, here for the CMOD code. So in the CMOD code, we have to do what? We have to populate the values for the customized fields, right? Newly added fields. So when you enhance the data source means we are processing 2 times. Yeah. First time is for standard, okay? Standard function model, standard code written by SAP. And for the enhanced fields, you have to write the code again. So when you enhance the data source, what happens? You have to process the data twice. First time by standard function model, and second time our own CMOD code to populate the new added fields. So when there is no CMOD code, what happens? So let's say if you don't enhance the data source, what happens? It won't execute 2 times, right? Directly, okay, it executes the standard function model and transfer this data to BW, right? So when you enhance the data source, then only it checks for the CMOD. Okay, here let's take a scenario. Let's enhance this data source. Okay, V item, sales order, line item data.
ఈ రూల్ మనం ఉండే రూల్ నవీన్ నువ్వు కూర్చుంటా.
Let's enhance the data source. Let's see. /nvp.
ఇలా నేను చూద్దాం.
అదే కన్సల్టెన్సీ 799 అదే
9933 9933.
Let's say I need to one field from the VBFA table. So what is my VBFA table? Sales document flow. So what is the sales flow in general? What is the sales flow? Inquiry, quotation, sales order, delivery, billing, right? Invoice. So this is the complete sales order to cash flow, right?
ఈ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ పేరు
Table is it? XC16. So for my sales order, I would like to know
Mobile.
నాది.
so for the sales order, I want to know the quotation number. Okay? So based on quotation, sales order gets created. So it doesn't mean okay always you should have quotation, but for some sales orders, for some companies always follows okay quotation based sales orders. Without quotation also you can create. So let's say there are some quotations. Okay, based on some quotation, a sales order gets created in the system. So for those sales orders, I would like to get the information of the quotation numbers. So how do I get it? So in VBFA table, it is the complete sales document flow. So you can see the quotation related to preceding document means what? In general, subsequent means what? Preceding means first, subsequent means next. So your quotation is preceding, next sales order. This is one record. Second record, your preceding is sales order, and your next record is delivery record. And for the third record, your preceding is delivery, and following document is invoice number. So like that, the data is maintained in this table. You can see the entire flow. So I would like to get a quotation number from this table, VBFA table. I can get quotation number, or I can get the delivery number, I can get the invoice number. So let's see. We will see quotation, delivery, invoice. Okay, whatever it is. Where is this data source? 2LIS underscore 11 underscore VAITM. So go to enhance, extract structure, and give the name. Say anything. Okay. Now I would like to get GZ quotation number. Let's say GZ QUO quotation. Types what? So what is the component type? It is a document number only, right? Will be of character. So character. Type component. Let's say I use predefined char 10 description quotation QUOTATAY ZZ delivery. Let's say delivery underscore number. Types char 10 delivery number. Let's say ZZ invoice underscore number. Types char 10 invoice. And also I would like to, so from this table, I would like to know what is my quotation, what is my delivery number for this sales item, what is my billing document number, I mean your invoice number. We go to VBPA. So what's your VBPA? Sales document partner, right? So partner means what?
Sure.
Partner means what? What can be a,
Two more than two members is what?
for your business, or what is your business partner means? It can be customer, it can be vendor, right? Your partners. Now partnership, right? In business.
Okay.
In sales document, in the sales order, you can have, you will see vendors, vendor information. You will see customer information, right? So what is your sold to party? What is your ship to party? What is your payer? Bill to party. So who is your supplier, like that, okay? Everything you will see here in the VBPA table. Let's see. Take the sales order 33. So what's your function here? Partner function. SP. What is SP means? SP BP PYSH, right? Let's see descriptions.
ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಟೆನಸ್ ಹೋದೆ.
So your SP means sold to party. VP means
Billing to. Okay.
see here.
Created by
VP means bill to party.
buyer.
SP SHPY. జియో కదా
మొబైల్ డేటా కాదు మళ్ళీ కరెంట్ పోయిందా
So what's your PY? Payer, right? What's your SP? Sold to party. What's your SH? Ship to party. So like this you can have these many partners. Supplier, CDY, rows, everything. So okay, so many partner functions for a sales order. So based on the client, okay, business configuration, you can see multiple partners. Okay. Now see, I want to get the information about the sales partner, bill to party, payer, ship to party, all these four fields information. So what's your customer here? So this is your customer. Ship to party means okay, this is your customer number, ship to party number, bill to party number, payer information. This means what? Ship to party SS means SS ship to party, sold to party. Okay. So in real time you will see so many partners. Okay. So customers can create okay some G partners also. Okay. Like you are seeing right SP, VP, PY, G1, G2, G3. So based on their okay business process, they can configure them Z partner functions also. So you can tell okay. So what's your requirement for the enhancing data source? You can say okay enhance this data source for uh, extracting the multiple uh, business okay partners information of a sales data source. Like you are seeing right four fields here right for a data source. I mean for a sales order. Like this you can see n number of business partners.
కార్డుకి ఎత్తి పెట్టేస్తారా సార్?
Yeah.
కార్డుకి ఎత్తి పెట్టేస్తారా?
So I would like to get the information of sold to party, bill to party, payer, ship to party. As of now, I can see 4, right? So in real-time systems, you can see multiple.
Okay.
So if the user asks you, if the business asks you to get the, so by default you get the sold to party, ship to party using your standard as part of standard extractor. So if you want to get the payer information, something bill to party information, some other, okay, you can see multiple 10 to 20 business partners. So if you want to extract those also, then you can enhance this data source with these fields. Let's say as of now, let's add, okay, for example. Now I want to get the, let's say, sold to party, ship to party, bill to party, and payer information. ZZ sold underscore to. So what's my customer
I got it right.
information? Customer Punna. What's my data type? Char and then. Okay. Sold to. Why I am not using this one? Data element. Why I am directly okay using the manual, okay? Predefined data types. When I use a data element, what happens? What are the description it has? Gets covered, right? So for all the 4 fields, I can say customer number. But I need a different description, right? So that's why I'm giving directly data type, length, and description. Z ship to. Char 10 ship to. Z bill underscore Z or GG?
GG.
Next, GG payer.
Just one more. Series Baba.
So now, okay, I added how many fields? 7 fields, right? 7 or 8? Okay, 7. Okay. Then after adding the all the required fields, what you have to activate the append structure. So here you have to give the package in general. So since it is the idle system, okay, let's use local object.
Creating the value, right?
Yeah.
Real-time projects have transport object.
Just activating, right? We are selecting this and activating.
Transportable object and local object.
So it is asking a package, right? So once you get the package, then it will ask for the TR number, transport number. It will show an error, okay, pop up. Give the transport number. You have to give the transport number. So then this append structure and it's okay. Tag it to the TR number. So once you release the TR, and it will transfer it to quality production system. So now I activated the append structure. let's refresh. Six.
ఏముందా
గ్లాస్ పట్టచ్చు కాదు ఆ గ్లాస్ పట్టచ్చు కదా మాకు నచ్చాయి.
So let's see whether these fields are okay reflected
the data source
in this data source or not.
see.
Yeah, see, you can see, right? So by default, see, what are the tick boxes checked for the okay by default?
The customized
Yeah.
Delivery to
What are the there are 4 options, right? Which options are defaultly selected? Hide field and field only are defaultly
default be selected.
ticked for the newly added fields. Okay, this is the old field.
but this one is selected.
This is old field.
Business area is
Business
old
is
field.
old field. I didn't add, right?
Okay.
For all these fields, remaining fields, field only and hide field are checked. Okay.
Okay.
So what you have to do? You have to remove the hide field. Let's say if you just activate the data source and replicate and transport, you don't see these fields in BW. So first you have to do what? You have to change the data source. So click on this change button. So here you can uncheck the hide field checkbox. So business area all build to party. So for the enhanced fields, field only is tick mark. So you have to keep it like that only. Then click on save. So just click on it and go to data source menu and click on activate data sources. So what it does, since we have changed the structure, right, it will again activate the data source. Yeah. So now the data source is active with the new structure. So now we did the structural changes, right?
Yes.
Now we have to populate the data to those newly added fields. So how do we do that? Using CMOD. So go to CMOD. So what is this data source? 12s, 11 underscore. Is it a master data or transactional data? Sales. Your sales data source is what? Transactional or master data? Transactional, right? So what is this 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 2, 0, 0, 3, 0, 0, 4? 0, 0, 0 for what? Transactional data source. For enhancing transactional data sources, you have to use the 0001 functional exit. 002 is for master data attributes. 003 is for text. 004 is for text hierarchies. So since our data source 12s 11 E item is transactional data source, then you have to select this. Double click on it, so it will enter into the. See, it is a function model only. So inside this function model, there is one more include. Inside this include, we have to write the code.
C underscore T interview question.
C underscore T underscore data. We have to at the end we have to populate the data to this table, internal table. This is the parameter, right? Export parameter kind of. See, you are importing what data source name, info source name, transfer mode, whether it is full or delta. These parameters we are importing, and we are exporting what? For exporting C underscore data, all this messages, logs, and everything. So at the end, okay, you have to process everything and you have to assign the data, whatever the data, to the c underscore t underscore data parameter. It's a parameter of type any means it can be dynamically it declares, okay, with the extract structure.
Structure.
It's a table only, okay, internal table. It's a variable of type table. C underscore T underscore data. Okay. Now go to source code. Go to this include. So someone already written code, okay, for different data sources. To lis underscore 11 underscore VAIT. So someone already written code, right, for this. Which what code?
మరి ప్రపంచాన్ని జయించినట్టుంది. ప్రపంచాన్ని జయించినట్టుంది.
రాత్రి తాగి తెల్లా
తెలియదా చేసి పెట్టుకో.
So let's assume, okay, there is no code written for this. This include project. See, you can see the case statement, right? Case and uncase. Case your what's your variable name? I underscore data source. When your I underscore data source name is, let's say this, so it directly enters into this code. When your I underscore data source name is this, okay, so instead of checking these two, okay, everything, okay, sequentially directly jumps to respective block, right, respective block here, and it executes the underlying statements, whatever the statements written inside this block. So now whatever, okay, we have to write the code in case and n case, okay, you have to include your code between a case and n case. So this is standard code. Case I underscore data source end case. వెళ్ళిపోతున్నా okay. Now let's write code for this, okay. When what 2lis underscore 11 underscore VAITM. Okay, then what? I have to get the data from which tables? I added 7 fields. So 3 fields are from VBFA table.
maybe
4 fields are from VBPA table, right? First I have to take the data, right, into my program. Then I have to read the data, right? So for that what I have to do? First I have to declare, right?
టూ టైప్ చేయాలి.
v now ty underscore vbfa. So directly I can use like
VBFA.
so directly I can declare like type standard table of vbfa vbpa. How many fields are there in this?
4.
So many fields.
I don't need all these fields information, right? Into my
Only-
program.
only
I need only what?
4 fields only required.
What's your primary key here? VBPA, sales document, sales item, and your partner function.
Correct.
These three and customer number. These 4 fields information I need. I have to pass sales document and line item into this.
First.
Okay, so I will get 4 entries. So among those 4 entries, I have to one record is for business, okay, bill to party. One record is for shift to party. So I have to read like that, right? So I need only 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 fields information. This code. Type VBFA and of ty underscore VBFA. So in between, I have to add. Where is the VBFA table? So from this table, I need what? Let's say WebLV, Z. Let's directly use WebLV. Type VB FA hyphen WebLV. Table name hyphen field name. Directly I'm using. Next, POSNV. POSNV. Type VB FA POSNV. Next, VBELN, right? VBELN. Type VBFA hyphen VBELN. Next,
POSNL.
POSNL. Type VBFA hyphen POSNL. VBTYP underscore VBTYP underscore N. Type VBFA hyphen VBTYP underscore N.
different fields.
Okay. Next, one more type for
Table.
VBFA table, right?
VBA.
VBPA. Begin of
There are teacher.
TY underscore VBPA.
ఈ టేబుల్లో కూడా దీన్ని రెండింటిని రాసుకోవచ్చు.
End of TY underscore VBPA.
ఒకే దాంట్లో
ఏం ప్రయోజనం రాసుకోండి, ఏం చేద్దాం అనుకుంటారు? నేను సెలెక్ట్ స్టేట్మెంట్లో వాడాలి కదా, నేను ఇంటర్నల్ టేబుల్. దీన్ని రెండు దానిలో ఒకటే పెడితే నాకేం రాలేదు. బిల్లు POS అన్నారు, PRVW అన్నారు.
హైఫన్ వేసుకో. PRE
Okay. Now I just declared what? Data type using type statement. Now I have to declare variables. Variables means what?
data.
What does variable do? It contains, it holds the data at the runtime. IT underscore VBFA type standard table of TY underscore VBFA.
అదొకటి అది ఫస్ట్ ఉంటుంది. దాని కూడా ఒకటి
IT underscore VBFA type standard table of TY underscore VBFA. So two internal tables I have created for holding the data
At the runtime.
from the tables.
Another tables.
Now work area underscore VBPA type TY underscore VBPA. Work area underscore VBFA type TY underscore VBFA. Okay. Now I just declared what? Internal table and work areas for VBPA and VBFA tables.
No, another two internal tables.
బాగుంది.
కంట్లో పడింది.
Okay. Now, what's your standard table? I mean, standard internal table. C underscore T underscore data. So in this C underscore T underscore data, you have 1 lakh records. But for your newly added fields, there is no data extracted. For rest of the fields, you have data. Right? Now you have to process each and every record, all 1 lakh records.
Plus it is this 3 record.
What 3 records?
Class.
Sir, record is different, field is different. You have to process each and every record, right? In each record, you have data for 100 fields. But for newly added 7 fields, there is no data.
We need to group them.
So for you have to process each and every record. You have to catch up one record at a time. and you have to populate the data for the 7 fields for this record. Like this, you have to do this for 1 lakh times. So for that, what you have to do? If you want to process multiple records, then you have to use loop and unloop, right? Loop at, let's say, let's declare one more table, it underscore
VBFA. VBFA 1 and bit
VAITM type standard table of what? I want to declare a internal table for holding the data of what?
C.
2ls underscore VL item data source. So what is the structure of the data source?
This 2LS one.
What is the structure of the data source? What is your structure? This is your extraction structure, right?
Syllable.
It contains all the fields. So type standard table of this structure. Now field symbol.
Type field symbol.
Field symbols. FS, let's say underscore VA ITM for type
Book
Now I just declared one field symbol and see I am using work areas, field symbols and internal tables. So instead of field symbol I can use work area also. But what is the advantage if you use field symbol?
Modification automatically.
So directly you don't need to use modify statements, you don't need to use equal to operators and okay. Directly immediately as soon as you change the value using field symbol it directly changes the value. Immediately. You don't need to again transfer from one place to one place. Field symbols Now just assign the data. Take the data from C underscore T underscore data into one internal table. IT underscore V item
Equal to C
C underscore T underscore DA TA. Right. Now I am copying data. Whatever the data inside this, everything will be copied into IT underscore V item internal table. Now before looping, we have to extract data from VBFA and AVP. Nagarjuna, I have seen you don't need to by heart everything, right? What is your tables parameter here? C underscore T underscore data. Yeah, if it is C underscore T underscore data, you have to use C underscore T underscore data. If it is I underscore T underscore data, you have to use I underscore. If it is something else, you have to use something else, right?
అది కాదు అంటే నేను అక్కడ కన్ఫ్యూజ్ ఏంటంటే అక్కడ ఐ అంటే దేని పెడతాం అనేసి అంతే.
Whatever is mentioned in the tables parameter, you have to use that. That's it. Now I have to select what? Select
ఫీల్డ్స్.
what I have to select? Which fields? Let's say evaluate POS NR PRVW KU NNR from which table?
BBPA. ఇంటూ ఎక్కడ పెట్టాలా
BBPA into table, which table? IT underscore BBPA. Okay. So when you just execute this, what happens? Whatever the data, let's say we have 10 lakh records in VBPA, everything gets copied, everything gets selected into your internal table, right? But you don't need to do that. Let's say your data source holds 100 records. You need to get the relevant records only from PBPA table. Only the relevant records for those 100 records. So for that you have to use for all entries in which table? IT underscore
VBPA.
VA item.
V item that contain all.
This contains your actual data, right?
Okay.
Where what's your matching condition?
VBLN
VVLN equal to
VA items.
IT underscore VA ITM hyphen VVLN and
ఇంకా చాలా ఉన్నాయి. వస్తున్నారా?
POS and R equal to IT underscore VA ITM hyphen POS and R. Okay.
అక్కడ అయిపోయింది. US. కరెక్ట్ సార్. అయిపోయింది. ఎక్కడ?
Hyphen ఎందుకు hyphen?
Now for VBFA. Into చూసాను ఐఫోన్ లాగా కనబడతాం.
LLB POS and
ఎంటర్లేదు కదా ఇంకా రంపిలా కనపడలేదు.
LLB POS NV POS NV PBLN POS NN. Next what? PBT underscore.
అయిపోయింది.
Same Pradeep, hands up.
అదే
From
వెళ్ళిపోతాను.
VB FA table
into VBF items
VBFA table into table what? IT underscore VBFA for all entries in same. Okay. So here you have to
ఉంది అక్కడ అయిపోయింది బోర్డు వచ్చేసింది అది ఎన్నో అసలు చూసి బాగుంటుంది
let's say okay first time okay let's handle okay only quotations. So in case of quotations what happens in this table VB PN not VBFA table. Let's assume okay we need only quotation information. So your quotation just use this sales sub document category, right? Subsequent document category. What's your subsequent document category? Order. So I want to know the preceding document. So what before your sales order, I want to know what's your document preceding document for sales order quotation order. Right? So for your sales order, what's your subsequent document? Delivery. Like that. So I want to know. So when I give subsequent document category as C, let's see how many. 523 records. Say for this is your sales order. This is your subsequent document category. C means sales order. So this is your sales order and item. So what's your predecessor? 5337 and 10. So this is your quotation and quotation line item. Got it?
For that sales document number, that is the okay.
So what you have to do in the select statement? You have to filter C and you have to pass the sales order number to which term? This one. Then you get this information. Ultimately, you have to catch this and this. So I didn't use line item, just catch this, okay? Quotation number. For quotation. So select rebellion, VA item. Instead of rebellion, I have to use what? I have to pass the sales order to rebellion and POSNN. Line item. POSNN. POSNN. Okay? Got it? I am passing my sales order and line item to rebellion and POSNN. So once the data comes, then I have to read level B. That's it. This is my quotation number. And I have to pass C. Document category as C.
You don't want the entire.
Let's say, yeah, here I am dealing only quotations. And your PAR-VW equal to PAR-VW equal to C. Okay. Now I have the data, right? Quotation information, and I have the sold to party, shipped to party, everything information. I just selected from the database, from tables, and I had to use the data, right, to populate the newly added fields. So for that, first I have to loop each and every record. Loop at IT underscore VA item screen. Loop at IT underscore VA ITM. I am using field symbols instead of work area. So in case of work area, you have to use loop at internal table into work area. Work area underscore VA item. But in case of field symbols, you have to use assigning. Assigning what? What's your field symbol? FS underscore VA ITM. And loop. Okay. Now I am looping first record. Let's say your sales order number 1001 and line item 10K. And I have to read the right. So for the newly added fields, how do I get the data? I have to take the data from where? From these two internal tables. From VB item underscore VBF PA and item underscore VBFA, I have to get the information. So in case of database tables, you have to use select statement, right?
Read.
So in case if you want to read data from internal table, you have to use read statement. Read table IT underscore VB, let's say FA into work area underscore VB FA with key. With the key, what's my key? What is my key? VBFA, right? With the key rebellion equal to so this fs underscore VA item holds one record. So from this record I am referring rebellion to this rebellion in this table and okay. Now what you have to do after read statement? See, have I explained binary search option? Have I shown you guys? Read table binary search. Just nothing. Just you have to use binary search here. Then binary search. So if you use binary search, what it does, it reads the data very fast, okay, from the internal tables. So let's say in case of normal search it takes, let's say, 2 minutes. In case of binary search it takes only few seconds. It's a searching technique actually. Internally it uses different algorithm to search in the table.
Search is starting with.
Linear search, binary search. So for using binary search, what you have to do? Let's say if you want to use a binary search, you are searching on which table? Which table?
BBA.
EBFA table, right? You are reading this table. So while reading, you are mentioning, okay, use a binary search.
Okay. Remove.
So your VB IT_VBFA table should be sorted in ascending order.
Okay.
It should be sorted, right, before using binary search. Otherwise, it gives you some wrong values. So if you want to use a binary search, and your internal table should be sorted. Your lookup internal table should be sorted on whatever key you are using here. With these fields, it should be sorted already. So let's sort it. Sort IT_VBFA ascending VBELN POSNR. Next, also sort this. Sort IT_. This is VBPA, right?
BBA.
VBFA ascending by what?
BBA POS.
VBLN and POSNN. VBLN POSNN. Now we are good. Now after reading the statement, what I have to do? I have to check, right, whether the read operation is successful or not. Then only I will append the values to the. I will pass out the values, right? So otherwise unnecessarily, why should I pass out the blank values? If psi sub RC equal to 0, then only I am looking into VBFA table, right? I am just focusing on quotation values. So my quotation is what? What's your quotation? What's your quotation field name? GZ? Quotation, right? Your field symbol. FS underscore FS hyphen or FS underscore VAITM hyphen this quotation. Equal to what? So we read one record, okay, into work array, this work array. So there is one record from EBFA table. W underscore EBFA hyphen what? What's your field name? WebLB. Your quotation number is WebLB. VBLB. Now we are done with the VBFA table.
Anyway.
Now we extracted, okay,
From VBFA.
VBFA quotation information and
BPPA.
password, okay, move that value into quotation. Now like that, read table it underscore vbpa into work area underscore vbpa. చూడు నిమిషాలు అంటే అయిపోతుంది.
చెప్పేసి
read table it underscore vbpa into work area underscore vbpa, okay, with the key
VBE
with the key what
key VBE VBE FS underscore item VBE
ఎవరైనా POS అన్నారు. So for this sales order, in this table IT underscore VBPA, I can see how many. Let's say in this case 4. One for SH, one for BP, one for SP, okay, like that, yeah. One for PY. So I just if I mention like this, read table into our area, just where your sales order equal to sales order, your line item equal to line item, what happens? It takes randomly. So in this case, I need what?
case
I need
case
first I have to read what? Bill to body, let's say.
One by one we need to
Yeah.
read.
So what I have to do along with this, I have to include what? PARVW equal to what?
We
BP. So when I mentioned BP means this record is meant for
BP.
bill to party. So I know that. Okay, now I have to assign this value to fs underscore va item to what, gz bill underscore to
ఇంకా టేబుల్ ఫీల్డ్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు ఏ చక్కగా పెట్టండి ఇదే ఇది
what my bill to party g bill underscore to gz bill underscore to equal to
టేబుల్ ఫీల్డ్
work area hyphen vb pa hyphen kunr.
సో ఇట్ ఓన్లీ ఫెచ్ ది రిలవెంట్ డేటా.
Okay. Now I have to read
వన్ మోర్ టైం ఫర్ పిహెచ్
one more time for sh, one more time for
పిఆర్
solder party, one more time for py, like this 4 times, 4 read statements from internet. So either we can use same work area or we can declare multiple work areas, one for sh, one for vp.
సో యూ టు క్లియర్
So yeah, if you want to be
యూస్
either I can clear this, okay, here, or I can
న్యూ వన్
create a new one. I can use a new one. So what should we do? Should we use new ones or should we
క్లియర్ మెయిల్
clear? Okay.
స్ట్రక్ రెండు రోజుల్లో నేను నవీన్ కబాబ్ చెప్పేస్తాను కొత్తగా నాకు అర్థమైంది.
ఎన్నిసార్లు తింటారు పోయా ఇంకా ఒకసారి కూడా తిన్నది 2 సార్లు తినేస్తున్నారు.
ఆ ఖాళీ తింటాను.
ఏమైనా సమయం దరిద్రం.
అది కనెక్ట్ అయి ఉంటుంది పోయా
లేదు
చేసిన
వాళ్ళు తీసేసాము.
ఓకే సరే వస్తాను నెట్ అయిపోతుంది.
సేవ్ కూడా చేయలేదు.
తెలియదా?
వస్తుంది స్లోగా వస్తుంది క్లియర్. ఎలక్ట్రీషియన్ వచ్చిందా?
దీనిలో రిపేర్ చేసి కొత్తగా అన్నట్టు.
అంటే ఇప్పుడు తీసుకుని ఉన్నాయంటే మెచ్చుకోలేదు.
మీ దాంట్లో చూడండి నెట్
వస్తాను నెట్ జేఎన్టీ ఆన్ చేశారు,
అవునా?
కనెక్ట్ చేసి వచ్చారు.
దాని ఎందుకు పీకేస్తున్నారా?
వాళ్ళు పీకేసారు కదా ప్లగ్ అంతా, లోపల చెక్ చేశారు ఏమన్నా ఇక్కడ పోయిందా.
చేయడం చేయండి.
ఫ్యాన్ తిరగలేదు కదా.
వివరాలు టైం పడుతుంది కొంచెం. ఆన్ చేసినావు కదా?
అదే
చిన్నకర పడుకోండి.
తిరగే పడతలేదు
అడుగుని కూడా ప్రదీప్
ప్రదీప్
వచ్చిందా? కనెక్ట్ అయిందా?
కనెక్ట్ అయిందా మొబైల్లో?
చూసి చూడండి.
ఓకే. సో
ప్రసాద్ హెచ్టిసి గ్లోబల్ బీడబ్ల్యూ అంటే బెంగళూరు రాబర్ట్ బోస్ ఉంటుంది. హెచ్టిసి గ్లోబల్ అంటే
PRVW only, right?
అది ఏమైంది రాబర్ట్ బోస్
ఇంకా పనులు జరుగుతుంది.
ఇన్ని రోజులు జరుగుతున్నాయా ఇన్ని ఉన్నాయి
Other top of VB, EA. So table I can
పొజిషన్స్ ఎక్కువ ఉన్నాడు.
20 ఉంటాయి నాకు
కొంత
తెలిసి.
పడతాయా?
అందుకని
కొంత పడతాయి, 20 పడతాయా?
ఏంటి
అన్ని పొజిషన్స్ ఒకసారి
అందుకే
పడతాయంటే?
అందుకే
అది కూడా?
అన్సైజ్ అసలు ఒక్క పొజిషన్
ఇప్పుడు 250 కాదు ఇదే. ఓకే ఇన్ఫోస్
BW
బీడబ్ల్యూ అన్నా బీడబ్ల్యూ వాళ్ళకి అవసరం లేదు.
350.
200 జస్ట్ బేసిక్ క్వశ్చన్ చెప్తే వచ్చేస్తుంది. అవును, అయిపోతుంది.
Now we just taken the business partner information from the internal table. Now we have to read the, let's say, shift to party, shoulder to party here. So I have to read the data into same work area, right? So for that, before reading that, I am just clearing the area underscore VB EA. Just copy the same code. Next. Now here let's use SH shipping party ship to GG SH IP underscore 2. Now same SP sold party. This OLT
జడ్జెడ్ కదా
that's it.
ఇంకోటి గుడ్డు పడుతుందా
అయిపోయింది.
పేరా
PO. Okay, now 4 fields. Okay, I just modified the 4 fields information. Payer, GG payer, GG sold to, GG ship to, GG bill to, and GG quotation.
ఏంటంటే పెట్టిన పాపం సగం మొహం సగం చాలు సగం పెట్టి
Here, let's clear VB. Here also. Clear. Okay, then. Underscore VB. So since I am using field symbols, it directly changes the value. So in case of work area, I have to use modify IIT underscore VA item from work area underscore VA item transporting. Yeah, mention the fields. So in case of field symbols, you don't need to directly goes to the memory location and stores the value there. Now I am done. Okay. So when I loop 1 lakh records, so it populates the this fields information to 1 lakh records. So which
minute assigned append
which
C underscore T underscore.
yeah, I am looping what which internal table IT underscore VA.
We need to pass.
So at the end you have to pass the data to C underscore data. So let me after the loop in loop at the end just pass the data C underscore T underscore DA TA equal to IT underscore VA ITM. Okay. So now we process the data and modify the data in this table, right? Now we are copying this data into this. So already the existing data will be overwritten by this. Okay, it will be deleted and whatever the data inside this will be copied into this by using equal to. Okay, let's see. There will be 130.
Good.
Select where will be లేదా ఇది
iPhone చేయొచ్చు.
So this is
So
okay.
table 18
iPhone అది మీకు కూడా
PFA.
దాన్ని డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకుంటే పిఎఫ్ స్కానర్ మీ దాంట్లో కూడా చేసుకోవచ్చు.
క్యాన్ స్కాన్
More clarity ఉన్నారు నాకు clarity.
మన ఐఫోన్ ఒకటే ఉంది.
నా దాంట్లో చేసుకోవచ్చు ఐఫోన్
Thinker వెళ్ళాలా?
ఎక్కడ పోయి
నా దాంట్లో చేసుకోవచ్చు క్యాన్ స్కాన్
సరే ఉంది కదా ఇది.
లేకపోతే డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోవాలి.
ఇది ఇంటర్నెట్ ఇలా 40 రూపాయలు స్కానర్
4 పేపర్లు కూడా
దీనికి ఇదా టైప్ ఇది కూడా ఉంది. అనిపోయినాయి తీసే
బాగా ఆడింది ఉందండి
ఇది కూడా
Now just activate this code. So now the coding part is done, right?
Yes.
So let's see what code you have written. So even though I added delivery and invoice also, I'm not populating those fields information. I'm just populating quotation value, quotation number, and different partners. Okay, what's your sold to, ship to, payer, bill to, like that. You can say in real time. So they can ask you what is the scenario, right? What was the scenario for the enhancements? You can say there are some customized fields added to the standard tables, VBAP, VBAP. So we have to get those information, Z fields. So yeah, obviously you have to enhance the data sources. So that is one, and this is one. Okay, you can manage.
ఇది నీకు కష్టమైతే అది చెప్పుకోవచ్చు మెటీరియల్ ఏదో ఒకటి ఆల్రెడీ జీరో మెటీరియల్.
So earlier people were doing so many enhancements. Nowadays we don't see any enhancements. Why? Because so earlier due to improper knowledge, everyone is enhancing the data sort in ECC. But nowadays everyone is extracting data into BW, and in BW they are mixing, not in ECC. So now and let's debug this. Okay, go to let's see first, go to function RSA 3 2ls underscore pi. I don't know whether, so when I execute the LO data source with full mode, from where it takes the data?
full data
Full. Update mode is full. Okay.
okay
So it takes the data from where? From the tables or from other place?
full from table
Tables. So does the extractor directly takes the data from the tables? In LO. In case of full, it takes the data from setup tables. In case of delta, it goes to RSS7. Delta Q. So if there is any data available in setup tables, it takes it. Otherwise, zero records. Okay, already some data is available in setup tables. Someone filled yesterday. I did for the So let's see in this table. Let's go to ALU mode.
Where are our opponent fields? మరి ఇప్పుడు
అది కూడా తక్కువ కూల్ వల్ల కూడా మేము ఫిట్నెస్ లేవైతే
మా వైద్య
కూల్ వల్ల మంచిదే కాదు
ఫుల్ టేబుల్స్ చూడండి
తేడు ఇది ఎట్టు కాకుండా ఈ కూల్ అనేది వాడలేదు ఇది సరగడం
ఫిఫ్త్ క్లాస్ లో మిస్టేక్
ఫీల్స్ లేవు చూడాలి ఫస్ట్ వచ్చే చెమట పడితే బాడీ కూల్ అయిపోతుంది అయితే చెమట పట్టలే కదా
చాలా
పార్స్ పోయి హీట్ ఎక్కిపోయినావు